Welcome to the Star Unfiltered, and today we're back with the regular crew. Everybody's here. Tuan is back, Noah's here, Mullah is here, and man, we had a great game. Came down to the wire. The Dallas Cowboys 31-28 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. The Cowboys just pulled off the last 2 weeks, beating the two teams that played in the Super Bowl in February. First it was the Eagles, now the Chiefs, and seems like the Cowboys are really announcing themselves as a team that you know that can do some good things this season as they improve to 6-5-1, which I believe, if you correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time the Cowboys had a winning record this season.
Yes,
This is
sir. Yep.
the first time the Cowboys have had a winning record this season. 31-28 victory over the Chiefs. We gotta start off with Mullah, man. Man, what's your
Hey,
thoughts?
hey, man. It's all coming together. It's all coming together, baby. I'm telling y'all, y'all niggas is in trouble, man. I've been trying to tell y'all this. It's all coming together. That's just my general consensus. I'm gonna just that's gonna be my general statement, and then I'm gonna dig in from there. Pause. But it's all coming together, baby. It's all coming together. Stay tuned.
Tuan?
Oh man, what was even the question, brother? like,
His thoughts on the game.
uh, I dread last week, man. I tried my best to avoid it, man, but it looks like I can't. I couldn't this week, man. I couldn't scavenger away and shit, man. But I mean, them boy look good. I mean, I can't say nothing else. I mean, I do have my gripes about KC and about Philly, play calling, etc. We seen that with Philly today, but I'm gonna digress off of that. I'll give you guys your props. Y'all looked very well these past couple of weeks, but it's all playing into my cards, man. But we're gonna get into all that in a minute, so it's all good.
Yeah. Go
Noah?
ahead.
Hey man, they're starting to pick up. They're starting to pick up right where they're supposed to be right now. They beat Philly. They beat Kansas City. Now they got Detroit. I mean, it was just all matter. It's just all matter of being complimentary on both sides of the ball. But I'm just really proud of what they did yesterday, especially with that start. I was like, okay, whatever, what's gonna happen now? But they responded in a big way, so it's a very big win. They kept their season alive, still alive.
Yeah, I mean they started off rough in both of the last games. 21 you know 21-0 down to the Philadelphia Eagles early in the second quarter, being down 14-0 against the Chiefs. Um
14-7.
or 14-7 against the Chiefs as well. Um and they pulled it off both weeks. I mean, again, two teams that were competing in the Super Bowl just 6-7 months ago, and to have the second halves that they had in both time and in both games. And what really impressed me with this Cowboys Chiefs game was when the Chiefs cut down the lead to 3 points at the end, about 3-4 minutes left, how the Cowboys offense was able to not give Mahomes a chance, how they were able to rattle off those three first downs. Um, I thought it was very impressive. That they were impressive. That was an impressive drive by Dak. I thought how they handled the play calling, running the ball first and second down, and giving Dak an opportunity on all three occasions. A lot of coaches will go ahead and just run the ball again and try to make that team run the last time out and just punt the ball away. But they wanted to end the game. They wanted to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, and that's exactly what you need to do going up against a quarterback that's great. Don't give him an extra opportunity if you don't have to, and that's what they did. They weren't conservative. Um, so overall, I mean, 6-5-1. Um, I'm not gonna be too over dramatic. There's still so much things that need to fall the Cowboys' way for them to go on this run that they want to go on. But you know, in my mind, the Cowboys, they needed to split this into Detroit to have any sort of chance, and they already got that off. So now they can, if they have a tough one, not because Detroit has been struggling, but Detroit is Detroit, and it's at Detroit. These two games, the Cowboys have had to do this at home, but now you got to go on the road. So, we're gonna learn a little bit more about this team. But in regards to this game specifically, what impressed you the most about this game? Let's go with Twan. What were you impressed with the most with this Cowboys team from this game?
To be honest, man, everything from top to bottom, special teams, defense. It looked like they done plugged in that middle, man, with Williams looking good. What's that linebacker y'all got? Smith, white boy from
Logan
Cincy.
Smith.
Wilson. He
Logan
Wilson,
Wilson.
yeah, Wilson. He out there looking good. He definitely got to get better at coverage in a sense when it get that time. But yeah, man, them boys y'all picked up, man. Them trades, man. I didn't believe in them trades. Like I said at first, man, I knew Williams was gonna be a dog. I thought Wilson was gonna be a wash, but they definitely clogging up that middle, man. I'm seeing a difference on defense for sure when it comes to the run game. Even secondary. I mean, when you get that boost.
Can y'all hear him?
No, you broke. No, he broke out. He blacked out now. Yo, yo, yo.
No,
Can't
we
hear you,
can't.
King. I hear you. I just your screen.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Man, that's good.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, you back. You back.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm impressed everywhere, man, across the board. Nothing really crazy to say. Dak was being Dak early on in the game, but he got it together. Dak been balling all year, man. It looks like it's coming together, so we'll see.
Mullah.
Did you say what was the takeaways from the game? What did you say?
No, what were you more what were
Impressed
some of the
by?
things from this game that you were impressed about?
Oh man, I gotta go with my boy Tyler Booker. Man, boy, you did your thing. Chris Jones is not an easy. That's not a slouch. That's a first ballot Hall of Famer, man. And bro held his own. I don't think Dak got sacked. Dak didn't get sacked that game. Like this is crazy. I mean, and that's telling me at every level we're playing at a high level. So, um, yeah, Logan Wilson gave up a couple plays. Man, hey, anything's better than Sanborn. I would say I was watching Murray a lot. Murray, he's still horrible. Like this nigga still ass. He's got to go. We got to figure out something to do with Murray. But like, oh yeah. Anyway, overall though, I was very impressed with CD Lamb's return. Him, coming out of that slump with all those drop passes. This week he played like CD Lamb should play every week with Pickens on the opposite side of him. Um, that's just a few things that I'm the most, and I'm very impressed about how Dak started the game, how he finished the game. Because usually when Dak start out throwing a pick in the first drive, nigga, we losing. I don't know what it is about Dak. I mean, he said in this press conference, it's something about playing from behind he likes. So I'm hoping he's not sabotaging. Like don't you can't be playing with my emotions like that. You know what I'm saying? Like so, but definitely Dak being able to rally from behind and do what you guys said he's incapable of doing. Don't try to push the goalpost and move it to the postseason. Oh yeah, he does good now, but when the postseason starts, listen. You got to win these games now to get to the postseason. The shit y'all saying he can't do, he's doing. Hey man, MVP candidate performance. That's all. No Dak
No,
slander, man. No more Dak slander. I'm sorry.
no. Well, that's not gonna end. I'm telling you right now, there's gonna continue to be Dax Lander till he wins the thing. But no, keep going.
All right, I don't know if we're gonna. I'm gonna start with most impressive. I don't know if we're gonna get to like other things
Yeah,
we didn't like, but all right, most impressive.
most impressive.
First, is two things. I'm gonna start with the defense. Number one, um, right before halftime. Remember, we started with the ball, so Chiefs are up 14-7. We get it to 14-10, and we shut them down to end the half, and we shut them down to start the second half. That's important. It could have been like 28-17, but we stopped them. And it's that D line. That D line is starting to. I think it just went up. That D line is starting to play really well. Quinn Williams is getting after it. Kenny Clark, Jadeveon Clowney is now starting to play like even better. He plays with a lot of effort. That's one thing I want to shout out because no matter if Patrick Mahomes was in that pocket or trying to escape, he always coming back. And then on offense, I would say the entire offense, the offensive line is playing so much better. You know, considering how they played against Arizona, it was just so bad. Javonte Williams and then Dak just being able to answer. Because the thing about him, I mean, I'm gonna give it to him now, but just being able to answer. That's my thing. Because he started off, I was like, what is he doing? I was like, not only did he get hit, but like he was covered. Pickens was covered. I don't know why he threw that. But my thing is just being able to answer and just calm down, stay in the game. And at the end of the game, you know, being able to end the game. So I would say the offense and the defense really is just being able to play complementary football.
Yeah, I just think overall when it comes to these two games, how the Cowboys have spotted these two opposing teams' points in both situations. How in the Philadelphia game you give them 7 free points, you turn the ball over 3 times in the red zone, or you end up with 0 points 3 times in the red zone. In this game, early interception, having a chance that led to a short field, led to points, having a chance to on 3rd and 14, get Mahomes off the field and make them settle for 3 points, but let him out of the pocket, or not out of yeah, let him out of the pocket and pick up a first down with his legs. Don't know what Overshone was doing there as a spy. You're not supposed to be that pressed up on a line of scrimmage. He's gambling which direction Mahomes is gonna go. Mahomes, gets him leaning one way and he's going the other way. And Overshone's a good player, but don't understand why you're going up against Patrick Mahomes. This is a guy with mobility. You could not be pressed up on the line of scrimmage like you would be being a spy on Baker Mayfield. It's a totally different animal. And Mahomes made them pay, led immediately to a touchdown um, as well. And despite that, coming out with the victory, of course, Dak Prescott, impressive in both games, no doubt about it. But let's wait and see. When it comes to Dak, of course, I said what I said a couple days ago, and I'm gonna stick to the guns right now. They're only 6-5-1. It's not a guarantee that the Cowboys are gonna be in the playoffs. It's time to take it one game at a time. Again, impressed with CeeDee Lamb this game. Um, looking yesterday we saw two number ones in George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, because that's what they are. They're two number one wide receivers, and they both look great. So going back to the original point I was saying, you were very, very impressed with y'all told me what y'all were impressed about with the Dallas Cowboys team, but looking at this game, were there any things that might concern y'all? Noah?
Yeah. I'm gonna start with Dak. Here's the thing. I said this. What was it? Monday after Philly. In the Philly game, there's a few plays where he just is just turnover plays. Like he threw it right in. He hit Zach Bond right here. He did the same thing to Nick Bolton yesterday, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He catches the ball, bro. That's turnover again. So that's something I'm gonna look out for. Again, like I said before, I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm gonna just keep monitoring turnover worthy plays, but specifically those. Like you can, you're getting lucky now, but before we even talk about playoffs, you want to get to the playoffs. You got Detroit. You can't do that, and it's on the road, like you said earlier. Because man, I'm just looking at number four right now. That's what I'm looking at. Because as good as he can play right now, you just have to be consistent. I saw the same thing 2 years ago when he went to Buffalo. What happened? They got blown out.
Would you say that's your biggest question with this team right now? Is Dak Prescott? despite him playing at an MVP level.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mullah, you
I
agree with
gotta
that?
agree with I gotta agree with Noah on that, man. Like if I had to take away any negatives from the game, yeah, I praise that, but he's right. That pass he threw to Nick Bolton, that would have been 2 picks, and that would have changed. We probably would have lost that game if he would have came down with that.
That was when he came
Um,
out when he was rolling out of the pocket, right? And he
I don't think was he rolling out of the pocket. I
No,
don't
he
think
was
he
in the
was.
pocket.
Nah, he was in the
Just
pocket.
how
He
with
was in.
Vaughn, he was in the pocket.
Yeah, he was in the pocket, and I don't know who the fuck. I don't know who he was throwing to, but it was
It
he
had to
threw
have been Vaughn.
directly to Bolton. But thankfully, it's the reason why those guys on defense. And they weren't able to catch those balls, But damn man, honestly, negatives outside of that, and I also want to commend the play calling and the decision making by Brian Schottenheimer. I seen for a second they were about to go for it on fourth down on that second drive when we kicked the field goal. And I was yelling, bro, do not go for this. Like, what are we doing? Come on now. Like, let's trust our defense. And they just kind of tried to get them to jump off sides and end up going with the three. But the play calling was amazing. Turpin bounced back and he really possibly saved the game, really. Also Pickens with his ball security. Like
oh yeah,
Pickens is balling, but like you gotta finish the plays, bro. Like, all the theatrics and shit is cool, but get down. Sometimes it's cool to just get down, bro. You know, you did enough. You got the first down. Just sit down, chill out. But outside of that, man, I have no other negatives. Everyone was balling, dog. Like everyone,
yeah. I think
every.
you could argue this is probably the. I think this win it was more impressive than last week when you see what Philadelphia did today, which we'll get to later on. Looks like Philadelphia is laying a little bit of an egg, and you saw the offense just look so basic and one dimensional today. That's exactly how they looked, you know, post, the 21-0 lead against the Cowboys. But this time around, you're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs that have been inconsistent this season, but have gotten wins against good quality ball clubs. And, they were just in the Super Bowl a couple months ago, and it's Patrick Mahomes' it's Thanksgiving game. So I think this was as impressive as a win as it gets. If you looked at this game before the season began, you were, penciling this as an L, no questions asked. Um, so to come out of this victory, we were talking about this gauntlet coming up earlier in the season. We started off from the Eagles game: Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers. We were looking at that as a gauntlet. First two games, 2-0. First two games, 2-0, and that gauntlet suddenly looks sweet. The Vikings don't look like, that looks like a win, penciled in a win there. The Chargers, they ain't all that either. Even the Detroit Lions coming up on Thursday. I mean, this is not the Detroit team that we thought that the Cowboys were going to face a couple weeks ago. This is a Detroit team that's reeling, that are potentially out with Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's, with the low ankle sprain as well. It's a very winnable game. It's on the road, but it's winnable. The Vikings is more than winnable. It should be a win. The Chargers is a winnable game. And then Commanders and Giants, I mean, suddenly this gauntlet, it, looks like the season, looks like the stretch that can save the season. And that, potentially will save the season. And on top of that now, you got help from the Chicago Bears, who just defeated the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, which, now the Philadelphia Eagles only have one less loss than the Dallas Cowboys. And the difference is 1.5 games. So that's gonna be and that could now come down to the wire. The Philadelphia close out their season. Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders. So I mean, not the most difficult of schedules there, but who knows with this Eagles? Maybe these two losses is something. You saw them tip off the iceberg last time around and fell off. You know, there's potential for that. I think the Dallas Cowboys in these 2 weeks have made it to where the end of the season matters, and the
Yeah.
and that's all you could have asked for as Cowboy fans after started off 3-5-1. So yeah, now you're looking at it. What I talked about, what is that reasonable expectations? What are you looking to strive for? Is division title, what Dallas Cowboy fans should be focused on, keen on? They should be rooting heavily against the Eagles, or you know, is that a little bit too far out there? And just getting in the playoffs is what you guys are looking for as a Cowboys fan base. Mullah.
I mean, to win the division is always the goal. I just feel like we lost sight of that early on in the season. So for me, I'm not really eyeing that. I'm just trying to sneak my way in anyway, anyhow. Uh, all we got to do is focus on our games and our teams week by week. Let's not to get too ahead of ourselves. Let's not celebrate too much too early because we are the Cowboys, and what can go wrong will go wrong. Literally, we could literally beat both of those teams and lose out the rest of the season. Like that's the type of team we like. That's the curse of the Cowboys. The what can go wrong will go wrong. That's some shit that's highly possible or highly likely if we BS around. So for me, it's just taking game by game, and we in the hunt, man. I'm just trying to get in that wild card, man. I'm really focused on the wild card. I don't really know who's at the bottom or top now. I haven't paid attention to the standings right now, but I believe we moved up. Like we should be second place in the hunt right now. I believe.
Oh, yeah, you would be. Yes, you would be right underneath the Lions, ahead of Carolina. Ahead of
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah,
Right underneath the Lions. And which makes this, I'll tell you what, the game on Thursday is a big, big game.
yeah. It should be.
Big, big game between the two teams in the hunt, chasing down, the Seahawks, the Niners, I believe the other team in the wild card position right now
Green Bay.
is Green Bay, who got a big win as themselves against Detroit, which is their second win over Detroit. So they have the tiebreaker over Detroit as well. Not that really. The thing with the Cowboys and Green Bay is tiebreakers are not really going to matter much with both of those teams because they both have ties. The likelihood of them having the same record as a team in the hunt is damn near impossible unless one of those teams were to get a tie before the end of the season. So then it really comes down to having, just taking care of your individual games. And again, now going up against Detroit, that's as big of a game as it gets. And Twan rejoining us. Yeah, I was just
Man,
telling them.
my bad, squad. My phone just completely shut off. Y'all wasn't hearing me or nothing. Like I
Nah,
think it got
we
too
good.
hot. My
Maybe it
phone's
got
too
too
hot.
hot.
Yeah.
No, we were just talking about how the Eagles just dropped another game against the Bears. Now they've dropped down to 8-4. They look very lethargic, and it's only a game and a half difference between them and the Dallas Cowboys. But the Cowboys now, Bears winning, depending on who wins in the North. Bears could be a potential wild card team that they're competing with, as well as we know the 49ers, the Seahawks, those two NFC West teams, and then those potentially the two NFC North teams. Cowboys are gonna have to be better than one of the two wild card West teams or one of the two wild card North teams, and you get an opportunity in playing Detroit. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys should they be? I'm saying, look, I'm trying to ask, should they eye the division? Of course, they should be eyeing the division, but is the main objective right now? Is that what should be? What the Cowboys is the main objective, or is just getting into the playoffs? Like, is it reasonable to go all guns blazing at the division, or is the wild card the likely matchup? And is that a realistic too? Because it's still very difficult. If you look at the percentages, the Dallas Cowboys don't have a high percentage to make the playoffs. So, what do you
With
think
with
is
with a
more
game and a
realistic?
half, with a game and a half behind Philly, I got them winning the division at this point. I'm so irritated with Philly, man. I'm watching. I watched the full game today. I watched the full Dallas game. I went back and watched it. They're horrible. The chemistry is off. The defense getting exposed, but it's really the offense. The offense is horrible. The offense is not going to be an offense that's going to beat that's going to lead the division and take the division. Cowboys, it's set up beautifully for the Cowboys to take this division. Man, you got to understand, y'all got Detroit, which I got y'all winning, and then that Chargers game, y'all going to win. So them two games right there, I don't know the rest of y'all games, but
It's
them
it's
two games I
It's
know.
Vikings before Chargers.
Oh my God, JJ McCoy. Y'all set, dog. I'm gonna be honest. I see Eagles losing. They remaining. I see them going under 50% the remaining of their games. It don't matter who they playing. It's just the chemistry right now is off. So
You
y'all
know
got
what's
it, man.
you know what's my problem though with that? The only slight problem I have is I'm seeing this Eagles schedule. It's the Chargers, Raiders, Commanders for the next 3 games.
Ugh.
Look, they've looked very rough, especially on the offensive side over these couple weeks. But the Chargers just got destroyed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Raiders, we know what the Raiders are. They
Yeah.
made, they gave Shador his first win, and then the Commanders, they're just reeling. That's my issue. I think
Okay.
this
Yeah.
stretch could be a chance to give the Eagles confidence, and if they go 3-0 in these next 3 games, it's over. It's
Yeah.
over. For the Cowboys to have a chance, realistically, the Eagles need to go what 2-3, 2-3, maybe 1-4, and that's not gonna happen.
They ain't gonna go 1-4.
They're not. They're not. Well, no, not 1-4. I'd say 2-3. Say 2-3. 2-3 would put them at 10 wins. Would put them at 10-7. And if y'all can run, if the Cowboys were able to run the table, they'll be, you know, what's that? 10-5-1,
10-5.
11-5, 11-5,
11-5
11-5
for
and one,
1 year.
11-5 and 1, which I guess the Eagles could go 3-2 and that. No, yeah. Yeah, I guess they could go 3-2. They can go 3-2, and if the Cowboys run the table, that'll be enough. But again, I don't know. I don't know if the Cowboys can run the table. That's also the issue there. It's a lot of ifs, but there's still a possibility, and there wasn't that possibility a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking at it right now. I think it might be easier to win this division than to get in as a wild card, depending on how the Eagles drop. Because the NFC wild card this year is definitely weaker than last year. Last year you had fucking 14-3 teams as well as a wild card. The Minnesota Vikings finished what 14-3 or 13-4 or some shit, and they were a wild card team. I think the worst wild card team had 11 wins last year. This
Yeah.
time around, it's not that difficult, but you're looking at the 3 wild card teams right now. I mean, the 7th seed is 8-4, so it's still gonna be difficult to get into there as well. Especially now, Green Bay they beat Detroit. This is a big game. I mean, the 2 teams in the hunt right now, top 2 teams in the hunt on Thursday night, going up against Detroit. Are going up against each other. Cowboys in Detroit. Do y'all consider this a must-win ball game, or or is this a freebie for the Dallas Cowboys? No.
This is a must win. This is a must win game. We didn't just beat the defending Super Bowl champions and then the runner ups just oh yeah, we can relax. Hell no. This is a must win game. Because I know if we win out, we're going to the playoffs. If we win out, we're going to the playoffs. This is a must win game. Because this keeps the momentum going. And they're not as good on the road as they are at home. And obviously, I can ask all 3 of you this. When we were in like week 5 or 6, I was scared of Detroit. I'm not that scared of Detroit now, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Their secondary is buns, bro. This is a must-win game. You must
Yeah.
take that
They
bet.
horrible.
And Amon Ra's hurt, and somebody could come back. Especially somebody could come back next week. Somebody could come back.
No, we
Who's
good
that?
without that
Somebody.
somebody. We good without that somebody.
Talk about Trayvon?
You better not be talking about Trayvon.
Somebody could come back.
We good without Brady. We cool. We cool. I tell his ass now. We cool, bro.
You never
As soon
Trayvon
as he
know.
come
walk in
back
the
out.
locker
You don't
room.
know how this league works, man. You don't know
Yeah,
how it works.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
at what he's walking into.
Hundred
He
million.
wasn't
That's a
walking
hundred
into
million
that.
dollars sitting on the sideline.
That's
But
$100 million
crazy.
hey,
sitting on the sideline.
if he don't come back ready to play now, I mean, he's done after this, right? So
Yeah,
he has no choice. So yeah,
yeah,
but this is a must win.
yeah.
Lula, you
Definitely a
think it's a
must
must win?
win, man. I'm gonna say definitely a must win. Shit, like Noah said, hell no, we ain't come this far. We ain't, I didn't come. What did Khloe Kardashian say on that? I didn't come this far just to come this far. Drake, Twan, no, he listens to a
Hell
lot of
no.
Drake.
I'm
He,
busy.
What?
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't come this far to come this far. Like nah, man. We came to go to the chip, and I looked up, man. I did a little research, and the last team that did what we just did, beat the two contending Super Bowl teams, were the 2016 Atlanta Falcons. And what did the Falcons do that year that they beat those two contending Super Bowl teams? They went to the Super Bowl that year. Now,
That means
that may be a little bit of slight delusion. But history repeats itself, guys. And I'm feeling very good, man. I'm feeling ecstatic right now. Oh, I just don't see us not making the playoffs. It's just a weird feeling I got. Like, just with how we're playing right now, I don't see us. I even see Vegas making sure we get into the playoffs, and the NFL and powers that may be making sure we get in. That's how exciting our offense is. We're the most exciting team in the league right now to watch. For real, for real. Like. Everybody else is boring. Every game is boring you watch. You tuned in and locked onto your fucking TV when you're watching the Cowboys, man.
tell you what, today's game was, oh my god, boring is an
It
understatement.
was horrible. It was horrible. I watched it. I watched like one half. Caleb Williams is not good.
He's
Even
not good.
the Bears are not good.
They're not good either.
The Bears are not good.
They're not good.
Boy,
Nope.
9-3, man.
I'm looking at all these teams like that we may have to play in the playoffs, bro. Like I don't feel like Noah just I don't fear these dudes no more. Like I was worried about.
Bears
Ah,
definitely a team you're
you need
gonna
to
have
get
to
in
look out
first. You need to get in. You need to get in
Okay,
first before we start talking about teams
okay,
in the
okay.
playoffs. You need to get in first.
for.
Well, I mean,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what though. You know what? If the Bears win the NFC North, that will be a matchup that I'm a 49ers fan, as I tell you. I would not have any issues going into Soldier Field. I would have preferred that. I'd have preferred that than going into
yeah.
Detroit, or hell, I'd prefer that than going into Lambeau. Not that going into Lambeau scares me either. To be honest, I'm not. I'm looking at the NFC. The NFC is wide open. That's why for the Cowboys, just getting in is the most important thing, because there's no team in the NFC that takes your breath away. Like me looking at it from a 49ers fan, I was thinking this season's a wash when we lost all our players, but now we're sitting at 8-4. Just get in there, and then you mess around, you get a Seahawks team in the wild card. You know, we know what Sam Darnold looks like when the lights are brightest, throwing fucking 4 interceptions against the Rams, handing them the game. Which, by the way, is a miracle. They still had a chance to win at the end. Shows that Seahawks team has a lot of talent, but there's question marks with them. There's question marks with Philadelphia. Caleb Williams as well. He ain't anybody that's gonna scare me. Green Bay, Jordan Love. Jordan Love can be sporadic. Detroit, their secondary overall as a team. Dan Campbell and his decision making has, you know, sometimes you got to be able to read the room with your team. This team is not as good of a team as he had in the years before. It can be fine being a little bit more conservative once in a while.
Yeah.
And then Tampa Bay, you see all the injuries that they've been suffering. They're reeling as well. The NFC is open. It's wide open and to taken. Besides the Rams, the Rams is the
Oh yeah.
class above. Matt Stafford, runaway MVP. Speaking of MVP, we talked about this a little bit earlier in the season, but the Cowboys, they weren't reeling the wins. Now they're getting victories. Is Dak Prescott playing himself back into the MVP race? Let's go with Mula, because
Hell
Dak's your
yeah.
boy, man.
Hell yeah, he is. Y'all see it. Now, if Bolton come down with that interception, it's a different story. It's a different story. If Zach Bond come down with that interception, it's a different story. One play can change a game, man. It's literally that minuscule. It's really that what's the word? I don't fucking know the word I'm trying to use, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. It can boil down to one play, one wrong decision. Can lead us to turmoil. But let's talk about what's really going on, man. It didn't happen. The ball dropped to the ground, and Dak ended the game with 2 touchdowns and over 300 passing yards. Uh, like we always say, man, that man has his way against the NFC East teams, man. Like uh, we ball out, man. And I don't even know his record against NFC teams in general, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty high. Um,
Till the big
but
time
yeah, man,
games.
I don't really see nobody. I mean, like I was talking about earlier in the year, like pure quarterback play, like not no Lamar Jackson running back at the quarterback position shit, not no not no conservative Jalen Hurts shit. I'm talking about, hey, we need a quarterback, scan the field, make the right throw, make the right read, pocket presence, step up, take off when need be. Nigga, make a play. It's Dak Prescott. That's what we need. To me, he's my MVP. He's
Okay.
my MVP.
That he's not MVP over Matt Stafford, who's has nowhere not MVP
Of
over
course,
Matt
I mean they
Stafford.
got 20. The guy got 20
Yeah.
years experience in the league. Of course,
Well,
of course.
we're
He
talking
got
about
400 games under his belt.
we're talking about experience. This guy has we're talking about experience. Dak Prescott's been in the league 9, 10 years and he hasn't done shit. This guy Matt Stafford, 30 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 113 passer
Oh
rating.
shit,
Come
that's his
on, man.
stats.
30
30 and
touchdowns, two
2.
interceptions. Yes, 30 touchdowns, two
Oh,
interceptions,
yeah,
9-2. I mean,
that's
completely
crazy.
lighting up the league. This guy is playing a man amongst boys, and he's running away with it. But there's living an alternative reality where Matt Stafford doesn't exist. And yeah, maybe you could argue the Dak Prescott's, the Drake Mays, the Jordan Taylors, they're out here battling against each other. But to say he's MVP, no, Matt Stafford is the MVP. But maybe he can make it a race somewhere down the line. The only issue is number one, the record is not there to compete with Stafford right now, and the touchdown interception ratio 25-8. It's not 30-2, but he's playing some very very good football. It's not conservative. It's not game managing, controlling the game as you said. Jalen Hurts does as other he's not doing that, and he's never really been that guy except earlier in his career. The big issue people have had with Dak is when the light are the brightest. But when we're just talking about this season, he's been impressive, and it's not the first time this happened. Dak Prescott finished second in the MVP race a couple years ago, so this is not anything new, um, as well. And you did make a good point how before I get to Noah and Twan, you did make a good point talking about how Zach Bond dropped the interception, Nick Bolton dropped the interception, and sometimes it just takes those moments to change it. So in the playoffs 2 years ago, when they lost to Green Bay in that wild card round, he threw the pick six to make it 21 or 28-0. Darnell Savage comp-
I remember that
finished the
series.
game. Next game, the Green Bay Packers go on the road to take on the 49ers. Brock Purdy throws right into Darnell Savage's hands. Easy pick six is going to completely change the game. The 49ers have a very, very little chance of winning the game. If he makes that pick six, he drops the ball. And just like that, Brock Purdy turns out to later on the game, he leads a game winning drive. The narrative completely changes. It would have been Brock Purdy, this this Mr. Irrelevant. Why is he a quarterback of the 49ers? What is blah, blah, blah. The story changes to this guy's a winner. This guy did this in the playoff. This guy did this guy. It takes that
Yeah,
one moment. And those
yeah,
moments are falling Dak Prescott's way right now.
yeah.
Will it fall
Yeah.
his way going
Is it
later
luck?
on? He needs to clean it up. Noah.
He's playing himself into the MVP, but I don't think he's going to win it. Stafford, Stafford's running away with it right now, man. But he's playing really well. He's playing as a can't play himself as an MVP candidate, yes, because after Denver and Arizona, it was a wrap. I'm not gonna lie. He was not touching no MVP, not even yeah. But now he's playing himself back into it after the Raiders are trash, but Philly and KC, he's playing himself back into it as a candidate.
Twan, what's your thoughts on this Dak MVP case?
Dak's not getting MVP. He can play all he want. He made too many mistakes early on in the season. They're going to look at the totality of the season. They're not just going to look at the two fluke defensive games from KC. And don't even get me started on McDuffie. I, I had a dream about McDuffie last night. You have to understand, McDuffie irritated my soul yesterday. Oh my God! But I'm not gonna pick on no one. Like I said, it is what it is, man. But no, Dak's out of it. He made two, like Noah said, the Arizona game, the other game, he made too many mistakes. Didn't show up in key moments. That was it for Dak. So, and Matt Stafford been consistent all year. So that's your MVP. So.
Yeah, this like if we're gonna sit here and act like Dak Prescott is even in the realm of Matt Stafford. We're just joking right now. But you know what, we gotta entertain we gotta entertain the conversation because Cowboy fans,
Yeah.
they happen to think that the NFL revolves around Dallas, which it doesn't. Well, which it does not. So not. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I got a question. I got a question for Twan. I got a question for Twan real quick, Amron.
No,
I got a
I
question.
remember we had this convo. We had this convo privately one day. You were harping about how much of a better quarterback Jalen Hurts was than Dak Prescott. Do you still stand on that right now?
But I'm not gonna answer that right now. You can't throw
oh,
me in
I
the
will.
corner because of the two games.
I
Go
will,
That's
ahead,
I
all.
will, I
Amron.
will,
Go ahead.
I will, I
Go ahead,
will, I
Amron.
will. He is absolutely a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Because look, when he, I'm not gonna put words in Twan's mouth. I don't know why he said Jalen Hurts is better, but for me, you know, I'm a guy where I value the intangibles of the game, and I value what I believe it's gonna happen when the moments are brightest. I'm not with this recency bias thing. I'm not someone that can see a bad couple of weeks from one guy and a good couple of weeks the other guy and go all emotional and say, "Oh my God, yeah, not gonna lie, I made a mistake." No, or I will believe for a while Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback from Dak Prescott because of the totality of what we've seen. Going back to what we just saw 6, 7 months ago, what we saw Jalen. Look at what Jalen Hurts looked like in the two Super Bowls he competed in, man. Compare that to what we see from Dak Prescott in the biggest games that he's played in. Now, obviously, we can't compare what the biggest game Jalen Hurts played in and the biggest games Dak Prescott has played in because Dak Prescott ain't good enough to get in the games that Jalen Hurts has been into. But when we talk about the biggest of games that has played in, and the biggest of games Jalen Hurts plays in, it's a complete two different things. And yeah, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the most beautiful spiral, doesn't dominate the stat sheet the way Dak Prescott can. And he will never be able to be that kind of quarterback because as a pure passer, just an arm passer, I don't think they're even comparable. But when it comes to being a quarterback, when it comes to being a leader, when it comes to the intangibles, when it comes to clutchness and all that, I don't like using the word clutch anymore because it became a little it's become too cliche. But when it comes to the intangibles, it's just completely, it goes completely to Jalen Hurts. Dak Prescott, yeah, he can throw a good football, but Dak Prescott is the same quarterback that can throw for 50 touchdowns or whatever crazy stat he had and 5,000 yards and finish 8-8. You know what I mean? While Jalen Hurts can throw for 3,000 yards but go 13-3 and take his team to a Super Bowl. I'm gonna take that, every single time. I'm gonna take the guy that can make the play needed over the guy that can ball out. But when it comes time to making the play needed, he's nowhere near, he's nowhere there to be made. So, you
There's
know,
no way you mean that. There's no way you mean that. Because if that's the case, Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Josh
then
Allen.
Josh Allen,
And
I believe that. Well, I
there's
believe
that
that.
no
I believe
hell
that.
no.
I believe
Hell
Jalen Hurts is a
no.
better quarterback than Josh Allen. I believe Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Because I don't value this
That's what
little
I'm
regular
saying.
season
Like
bullshit. Yes, that's
you,
what I believe.
you
I
put Josh
absolutely
Allen
do.
on that Philly team, them
Okay,
niggas
then
probably go.
no, look. You're making good points, but okay then. So do you have Aaron Rodgers as a better quarterback all time than Tom Brady?
Hell no.
It's the same. It's the same thing, though. It's the same thing, though. When it comes to Aaron Rodgers, when it comes to when it comes to Aaron Rodgers and his MVP seasons that he had, those 2, 3 straight MVP seasons. Try to give me regular seasons that Tom Brady has looked like Aaron. No, they don't exist. But when Tom Brady needs to make the play in the biggest of moments, he makes it. When it comes to when it comes to just pure arm talent, it's not even close. Aaron Rodgers is a much better is a much better, thrower of the football, but he ain't nowhere near the realms of, quarterback. You're not gonna put Patrick Mahomes above Tom Brady right now, but because
You talking about the goat? You know what I mean, you talking about the goat.
it's the
The gap in between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady is far more wider and huger than the gap between Josh, if there is a gap, of Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. If he is better than him, he's slightly better than him. Aaron Rodgers didn't have the defense that Tom Brady had either. If we being real, I don't really judge off arm talent. I don't give a damn if you could side throw with your left hand. I don't care. Like Tom Brady just a dog, like in every aspect of the game. Nigga to go. As far as Jalen Hurts goes though, you talk about it, and why are they dumbing down the offense? Why do they have to do that?
well, you gotta ask Kevin Patullo, and I think it's very look. I think it's very very easy for look. I didn't know you during at this time period, but I know a lot of people that are that hate on Jalen Hurts right now. None of these guys were out, you know, out and about marching. Oh, Jalen Hurts this, Jalen Hurts that. When he won the Super Bowl in February, you wait for his moment. You wait for a bad moment. You wait for a bad stretch. Now, in November 28th, where he's had a rough couple of games, and Dak Prescott, has had a good season up to this point, and now people want to come out, but. I'm telling you right now, in 4 or 5 months, when Jalen Hurts is in an NFC Championship and Dak Prescott, gets eliminated in the wild card game, you're not going to be sitting here with the same conversation.
It's not going to
I,
be the
I,
same
and Twan,
conversation,
I
bro.
will
and
if he
Twan,
ends the
Twan,
game with
Twan,
100 and if he ends the
Twan.
game with 120 passing yards, I'm absolutely gonna be making the same statements, same stance, everything.
Okay,
120 passing yards.
you know what? If Dak Prescott had 120 passing yards, maybe he would have beat the 49ers. If Dak Prescott had maybe 210 yards, maybe that would have been enough to beat the 49ers. That one year where they only scored 19 points.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
I
I'm
agree.
talking about. This is
I
what I'm
agree.
talking about, man. Like that's my issue with it. I think Jalen Hurts has always been a guy that make the play when it's needed, and he gets everything out of his talent. He gets everything out of it. You can't say the same about Dak Prescott.
So
Nine
last
years,
question.
9 years to play. No, no, no. You could ask guys as many questions as you want, man.
I don't mean the totality of careers. I know Dak's career's been lackluster. I know he's come up short. That's literally if you had to have one general statement to sum up his career is came up short. That's it. Period. And you can't say that about Jalen Hurts. I get, but I'm talking about right now. You going into the draft, or you trading for a quarterback right now. You're telling me you're trading for Jalen Hurts over Dak Prescott right now. You're a billionaire with your own team, and you need a quarterback.
Yes, I am.
Yes, because Jalen Hurts has
100%.
gotten us.
No,
Jalen Hurts
are
has
you doing
gotten
the
them to
same?
the
No, I
Super
need to know if I'm tripping,
One
bro. I need to know if I'm
brother.
tripping right now.
100%. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of quarterbacks that I'd probably, that I'd draft ahead of Dak Prescott in a hypothetical draft.
Right now,
Look, it's not about what we've seen in the last couple of weeks though. It's not just about that. Of course, if we're drafting about what we've seen so far this season, if we're doing a power ranking, yeah, there's not that many quarterbacks above Dak Prescott. But if I'm drafting a guy, I'm trying to draft a guy with the end in mind, and that's winning the bowl. I'm not
That's
drafting
the
Dak Prescott.
problem. You got to understand who you're arguing with, brother. It's Cowboy fans. They don't care about the end goal. They care about what's going
Twan,
on
brother, I
week
don't
to
want to hear
week.
it because I asked
They
you this
come back. They care
question.
about what's going
You
on
did.
week to week, Imran. It's not
You
about the
you
Super
passed it
Bowl
off
with
to
them,
Imran.
brother.
Don't try to, because Imran done got his shit off. Now you feel good and shit. No, I
I'm
asked you the question. I'm only
brother.
going back and forth to Imran because you ain't want to answer.
Because, brother, it's a diabolical question when you think about it, brother. Because again, it's bleeding into my point, and you're making the point of why I despise Cowboy fans. Because who cares about right now? Who cares about who's going to be drafted right now? If you was to give me the option of Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts, it's the same thing he just said. The man that went to 2 Super Bowls. He been in the league less than Dak.
I'm gonna
Yes,
tell
I'm
you why.
taking
Because
Jalen
let
Hurts
me.
because he has the
I'm gonna tell you why.
culpability to
Because
get us to the bowl. Dak doesn't.
just because Listen, how long was Matthew Stafford ass? How long was he in Detroit not making it to Super Bowls? If this nigga stayed in Detroit, he would never be the caliber of the player he is right now. So it
Okay.
ain't just about, oh, the nigga made it to the bowl. It's
Yeah,
plenty
you make a
quarterbacks
good
that
point. You make a good point there, but they dead ass surrounded Matthew Stafford with minus Megatron. There was nothing there. The defense
he
Nothing.
was
had Golden Tate.
consistently terrible.
He had Golden Tate.
This
Come
man
You
on,
said
finna
bro.
tell me
Golden.
Golden Tate ain't no dog?
I mean, bro, what? Golden Tate is not enough when your defense is one of the worst defenses in the league
I
year in
agree.
and year out. Golden Tate is not going to be enough.
Golden Tate
We're
not
talking
getting you there,
about a
brother.
Dak Prescott. We're talking about Dak Prescott that's had a plenty of array of weapons from the beginning of his career
Plenty.
up to now. You know what I mean? A
I,
plenty of array of weapons. The weapons have never been an issue when it comes to the Cowboys, except
Never.
maybe 1 year here and there where Michael Gallup was their number one wide receiver. We're not gonna go there.
so
That's it.
whoa. So Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. You guys are taking Jalen Hurts over Matthew Stafford, basically, right?
I mean, I think there's much more of a debate there to have than Dak and Jalen Hurts. I
If
mean,
it's
yeah.
about clutch, big moments and going the furthest, you guys are saying Matthew Stafford is the better quarterback to take than
And
Jalen
by the
Hurts.
way,
I'm
I
Dak,
saying
mean, you saying Jalen, my fault. You guys are saying Jalen Hurts is the
I'd
better
probably
quarterback to take.
for me, that's a toss up. I don't think this is the right time to start debating which
Yeah,
way
okay,
I'll go.
okay.
But for me, it's a toss up. It's a toss up. It's absolutely a toss up.
You're
Here's
saying it's
my
something
thing,
to think
man.
about.
Here's my thing. This conversation kind of reminds me of like the stock market. You're not supposed to sell when things drop. That's what you're trying to ask us to do right now. Jalen Hurts has, dropped over the past couple of weeks, and you're trying to get us to, get all emotional and drop him and go on the Dak what? We're not. I'm not doing that
I'm
because I
not doing
I
that,
do it with
brother.
the end goal in mind. I understand my assets. By the time the market rises, I'm not gonna sell and lose my money. I'm gonna realize I'm gonna get my money back when it's time to get your money back, and that's what it comes. I'm not gonna come and jump on this Dak bandwagon now when I know what's coming in the next couple of weeks. I know what he is, and I know what he isn't. And I know what Jalen Hurts, maybe Jalen Hurts this year, this is a down year like he had, a couple years ago, the year after he lost the Super Bowl. But I know eventually this guy's going to come back and he's going to come back all guns blazing the year after. Or maybe even this year he turns it around
I
this
tell
year.
you what, when you wake up every week and your shit is in the red, you ain't seen no green. We gonna see. We gonna see how long you hold on to that stock. We gonna see. And it's only so long before your bank account is your balance hits zero. So keep on holding on. Keep on holding on, man. I done dibbled and dabbled, you know.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I'll take Jalen Hurts over Dak, and bro, I'm telling you right now, there's a ton of a perfect comparison of somebody that we can compare Dak to is a guy like Justin Herbert. Now, Justin Herbert, a lot of people are gonna take Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts. Will I do that? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. He is a perfect Dak comparison. Justin Herbert, Dak, the same apple from the same tree, or whatever the saying is. I don't know. Y'all are good with the sayings. They're those very, very similar, very, very similar competent guys
Yeah,
that, they provide value in the regular season and they can do
yeah.
some good things, throwing the football wise, number wise, performance wise, when it doesn't matter. But when the lights are the brightest, they're capable of laying an egg. That's it.
They're gonna do that, brother.
And that's
They're
what we
gonna
that's
do
what we
that.
that's what we're looking to disprove this year, man. This year we will you guys will eat those words this year, man.
I love it,
You
I don't know
guys
brother.
will
about
eat
that,
those
bro.
words this year. I
I
told you
don't know
guys
about
what
that.
would
We're
happen when
not even in the
Overshown
playoffs,
got
bro.
back.
We're not even in the
You do
playoffs.
you do realize you do realize
Have
for us
some
to
faith, Noah. Have
you
some
do
faith,
realize
Noah.
for us to
It's light at the end of the tunnel, brother. I
for us
promise
Okay,
you.
but
for us
in
to
order to
eat
have some
for us
faith,
to
we
eat
need
the
to break
words, the
down
Cowboys got
Detroit.
to
We
win the
got to
Super
beat
Bowl.
Detroit.
We gonna beat
What?
Detroit, bro.
This dude's
We're
trying
gonna we gotta have some nuts here, man. Come on, Noah.
Y'all
We gotta
gonna
have
beat
some nuts,
Detroit.
man.
Y'all
I'm
gonna beat
Nuts
talking
about
my
Detroit.
what?
shit
If we
now.
don't beat
We
Detroit,
just
what's
beat
gonna
the
Y'all gonna
happen?
beat
Chiefs.
Detroit.
We just beat Philly. We just beat the fucking Chiefs.
We
This
we
don't
just we
happen.
I'm
just
telling
he
you,
just
brother.
asked us the question: is this a must-win game? And what do we say? It's a must-win game to beat Detroit. In order to what?
Yes,
Go
a
to the
must-win
playoffs.
game for sure.
Before you can even talk about Dak in the playoffs, what do you have to be in the playoffs? So let's get to the playoffs.
Y'all gonna beat
I don't
Detroit,
know.
man.
We're
the
gonna
thing is
beat them
though,
though.
I don't even know if you want to see Dak Prescott in the playoffs. Because I'm
You got
telling
a
you right
point.
now, we see Dak Prescott in the playoffs. It's gonna be a
You got a point.
bad episode for you whenever,
Crazy as hell,
You
boy.
whenever,
got a point.
whenever
You
you
got a
You
face
think
point.
that,
Pickens? You think Pickens going for that? You think Pickens is going for that?
bro. I don't give a fuck about Pickens. There's somebody that gotta throw him the football.
Exactly.
Somebody gotta throw him the football. You know what I mean? This ain't. That dude is. He's never seen a playoff game. He saw that playoff game against the Baltimore Ravens, in which it was over before it began last year. Other than that, George Pickens has never been in the bright lights. He's not gonna know what hit him.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
okay.
CD
Okay.
Lamb. I mean, again, what success have Cowboys have had under the players that are within this unit right now that's been in the playoffs? What if these guys have seen? Like, none of these
Nothing.
guys
Nothing,
have seen
bro.
it.
Just to
Nothing,
play
bro.
Nothing.
out, just
Nothing. These guys, there's
a
no
first a
excitement
first
at
round
all.
exit.
First round
This is
exit.
the
I think
same
CD Lamb
Cowboys
was
every year. Same Cowboys.
CD Lamb. Absolutely.
Speaking of
It's the
CD, I got
same
a question
thing.
for
The
Lamar.
y'all did enough. Y'all did it. The Cowboys did exactly what they do at the right time. They gave enough. They demoralized their team early on, but at the right time, they just did quite enough to give themselves hope. And guess what? I think you know the Cowboys they'll do enough to potentially even get y'all in, and then you know we'll see from there. I think the Dak Prescott thing again, it's really gonna come down to the biggest of moments, and we're gonna sit here and we're gonna have the same conversation over and over and over and over again. You know, that's why I'm so reluctant for me to sit here and cast praise over Dak Prescott, because that's when I see Dak Prescott, when I see that number 4 step on the field for the first time yesterday, the first thing I think is him in big moments. I don't know why. I'm just wired that way. I don't think about Dak Prescott like the thrower or whatever the quarterback. The first thing I think about when I see Dak Prescott, when I'm scrolling down TikTok and I see the Dak Prescott reel or this or that, it's like, oh, this, this choker. That's the first thing I think when I think of Dak. You know what I mean? So I,
It comes with the
yeah,
star. It comes with the star. It comes with the star, man. Because you don't think that way about Lamar Jackson when you see him. You don't think that way
yeah,
about Josh
I
Allen when
agree.
you see him. And those
Oh,
guys are what?
Whoa,
Losers.
come
Because
on,
if you
brother.
ain't
Come
winning
on,
the
brother.
chip,
I
if you
absolutely
ain't
do,
winning the
and you
chip,
know
you a
that.
loser.
I absolutely do, and
I,
you know that about Josh Allen.
Twan, yeah,
We know
Twan,
that.
bro,
you do.
Josh
You
Allen,
don't go
Josh
in about
Allen,
Lamar Jackson though.
Josh Allen, I do. Josh Allen, I do. I think Lamar, for some reason, I've kind of always had a little bit of a soft spot for Lamar. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Because of the MVPs.
he definitely deserves a lot more criticism than what he's gotten. I definitely agree with that. For some reason, I just had a soft spot for him because of how he came in. He was just doing things that we didn't see, or at least I didn't see no Michael Vick. I didn't see a guy that can, run this is the first time I see somebody run the ball the way
Yeah.
he did. So from the beginning, he's just an arcade player. Like I was just like, you know what? Hey man, he just ignored the bad playoff losses. And I would sit here and take accountability for that. But Josh Allen, fuck that nigga Josh Allen. I think he's so overrated, man. He is
Absolutely.
the most overrated player in the National Football League. The most overrated player in the National Football League. The only player that can, have 6 touchdowns one game and then lose to Davis Mills the week after, bro. The only quarterback that can do something like that, man.
Thanks.
You know,
It takes a lot of
that's
it takes a lot of factors to get a dub in the league, man. It takes a lot of factors. It's offense, defense. It's one play can change, like you say, one play can change the whole outcome of your season for real.
yeah.
Like so,
But it comes down. But the thing is, though, it comes with certain guys. It's just like, despite the factors, they're still in it at the end. And that's why, look, like Josh Allen, how many times did he have a chance to get out of Mahomes? How many chances did Lamar Jackson have a chance? Joe Burrow, first playoff game, gets it done. Gets it done. Fuck all this. Oh, we're going to Arrowhead. The circumstances, a fumble here, there. No, he just gets it done. And Joe Burrow been that guy from the moment he come into the league. Gets it done. I've always had Joe Burrow as my second best quarterback in the AFC behind Mahomes since that year he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Always. And I've never wavered from it. Even when Lamar got his second MVP. Even when what's his name? Even when Josh Allen won his MVP. Fuck the MVP. The MVP ain't gonna get you nowhere. Jalen Hurts. From the beginning, man, I've always, never had him as a, the best quarterback in the league or anything, but I always had him in my top three to five
You did.
because of the big moments. And those are the side. I respect the Joe Burrows. I respect the Jalen Hurts. Of course, you gotta respect the Mahomes. I don't respect the Josh Allens, the Lamars, the Justin Herberts, the Dak Prescotts. But I think I'll say this: I think Lamar and Josh Allen are the upper echelons of that group of the group of overrated quarterbacks. But they're still overrated at the end of the day. So I'm not. You're not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and just act like Dak Prescott is the only one in that group of people. So.
Well,
Uh,
I'll tell you what. He the only one who y'all popping y'all shit on out of that group that is balling his ass off this year. And Lamar ain't really doing shit. He just took a L. Josh Allen ain't doing shit like you talking about. Mahomes ain't doing shit.
oh,
And Jalen
come on.
Hurts ain't doing shit. Dak just beat two of those guys I named on the list. And y'all gonna put some respect on my dog name, man. We gon' y'all ain't gotta give him his roses. He gonna
I
snatch
love it.
them.
But
No.
you say he's gonna snatch him. You do realize, like, just
He gonna take them
get
himself.
getting into the playoffs is not gonna be enough for him to, snatch his
Oh no, no,
roses.
no, 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 no. That's just the tip of the iceberg getting in the playoffs. You're gonna see a whole nother you're gonna see a whole nother beast awaken when they get in there. Cause y'all ain't they have never seen a team like this. They've never seen not a team, but a Cowboys team like this.
We
Dak
see it
has not
every
had the
year.
surrounding cast he has now. Huh?
What?
Wait. What makes this team different from the three teams that finished
Bro,
12 and
you
4?
telling me we've ever had a Pickens and a Lamb together? Please name another dynamic duo we've had with Dak Prescott. I'll sit back and wait.
Bro, you had Amari Cooper, CD, and Michael Gallup,
CD was a rookie, first, second year. He's still getting his feet wet. He ain't this CD we got now.
and then the next year you had Amari and CD. Not
So
a
yeah,
washed
yeah,
Amari,
yeah.
a good Amari Cooper.
But we had to let him go. He was too nonchalant. He ain't give a fuck.
Mu-
He ain't had
He
no dog.
still
Moolah,
That's
was
why
a
we love
dog,
Pickens because
brother.
he got this
He
Moolah,
still
dog in
was
him.
a dog.
Moolah,
He
Moolah.
still was a dog.
Whoa. What?
He still was a dog.
Amari
It
Cooper was
don't
still a
matter.
dog.
He
Brother,
still
go
was a
check the
dog.
stats. Go check the stats. Don't worry about it. You want me to check the stats for you?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you how much of a dog he is. I'm gonna bet this. I guarantee you, before I look these numbers up, Pickens has more. His numbers are better than his whole season's numbers. Um,
Amari Cooper
Amari Cooper. Pickens' numbers right now in the season.
is better than Amari Cooper's best season in
Brother,
Dallas.
No.
tomato,
His last season.
tomato,
His last season.
tomato, tomato. We're not gonna sit up here and act like Amari Cooper wasn't a solid foundation for the Cowboys, brother. What are we talking about?
Amari Cooper and CD Lamb. Amari Cooper and CD Lamb is not CD Lamb and Pickens, bro. And you know that.
Amari Cooper
You
don't
seeing
drop
it
as
with your
many
eyes.
I don't
balls.
get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So because Pickens is you're saying Pickens is better than Amari, so that makes this Cowboys team different. Is that what your point is?
That's what I was just starting with. I was just
But
starting with that.
those teams
I was
had
just
better
starting with that.
defense than this Cowboys defense.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
I agree. I agree that those teams they have a better defense.
Yeah,
But
you know what I mean. So
hey
look,
man,
this team ain't no different. That let's get that out of the way. That gotta be the most Cowboy thing I've heard in a long time because I stopped engaging with Cowboy fans. That this team ain't
man,
no different.
man, y'all niggas gonna see, bro. I can't wait, bro.
See what?
Bro,
And I
oh my
told
god,
y'all,
bro. He's still like breaking.
I told y'all
Let Noah get his
when
shit off, man.
Overshown comes back, no, he gets his shit off.
Bro,
My fault.
bro, 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 bro. Moolah.
Get him,
We've
Noah,
been
man.
Noah.
talking about Dak. What is he gonna say now, bro? I haven't even said a fucking word. Like, this is
Noah.
ridiculous.
Go
All
What's
right,
up?
go
What's
ahead.
up?
Go
What's up?
ahead.
What's
Go
up?
ahead.
What's
Go
up?
ahead.
What's up? Like, bro,
Go ahead.
like, damn, we've been talking about
Go
Dak this
ahead.
whole
No.
damn time, knowing damn, no, listen. It's not even at. I'm just saying, bro. Like, we've been talking about Dak this whole damn time, knowing what's already happened. That's the point they're trying to bring up. Meanwhile, the reason why I haven't said a word is because I myself know what happens when Dak plays in the playoffs. You don't think I saw what happened in 2022 against the Niners when that cold ass defense held them to 19 points. And what did Dak do? He threw 2 picks. 2 of them. We scored 12 points. Okay, go to 2023. 2023 is just like right now. Literally just like right now. Except our defense can
Yes,
stop the
sir.
run a little bit better. Obviously, Brandon Cooks is not George Pickens. So be it. But even then, we're not even in the fucking playoffs. At least then we came back on the division. Right now, we got to go to Detroit, right? Just like back then we went to Buffalo and got destroyed, we got to go to Detroit. And even if we beat Detroit, we got to win out, right? That's why I ain't say shit. I'm trying to break down Detroit. I was so ready to ask Twan, hey,
Okay,
Twan,
look,
did
look,
you have
look, look. You just said a
Like,
whole
ain't
bunch of
gotta
nothing.
win out.
No,
You
no,
ain't
no,
gotta
no.
win
You
out,
just,
bro.
I'm sorry. You low-key said a whole bunch of nothing.
whole
Now, if
bunch
you're
of
like
nothing
the
with
head
what,
coach and
bro? He
all
just wants
that,
to talk about Dak, Dak, Dak,
no, no,
Dak,
no, no,
Dak, Dak.
no. You
Dak
you acting like you're
sucks.
the Cowboys coach right now. Let's stick to this
Nobody's
week.
acting like a
We're not in
Cowboys
the we're not in
coach.
the
We
coaching
could give
meeting.
analysis on the Detroit
We're in a
Lions the
we're in a.
next game next week, bro. He's trying to get a meaningless shit
You
that we
sound
see
like
on
Bill
We
ESPN,
ain't
Belichick.
all this
I'm
shit
we
all
focused
ain't
the
on
gotta win
time,
Detroit.
out.
bro. Like,
You
We
bro,
don't
sound
gotta
like
win out, bro. We don't gotta win out.
we gotta win
Bill
out.
Belichick. I'm focused on Detroit. That's not what this. That's not what this. Podcast is for. We
We
ain't
got
in the coaching. We ain't coaches. We're not focused on Detroit. We're focused on the big picture. We're focused on the long term vision when it comes to these Dallas Cowboys. And
Long
and and,
term
and,
vision. I already said
and
that
that's
in
why
my
I'm popping my
statement.
shit.
I just said that. Dak doesn't show up when he's supposed to. I don't know what else you heard from that, bro. That's what I just
You
told you.
gotta have some faith though, bro. I'm
Faith for
disappointed
what?
and you
Faith,
not
bro.
dropping your nuts.
Bro.
Noah,
Trump.
Noah.
Bro,
You
we
used to
we
have so
just,
much
bro, we in
faith.
order to go there, we gotta get there.
Don't
That's what I'm
let
trying to
these
tell
dudes
you.
turn you. Like these motherfuckers ain't finna turn me.
Turn
I got
what?
faith in my niggas, man.
Turn what? I've been had faith year
Brother
after
Man,
Noah
we
year
was
is a
year
just
year
2 weeks
real
ago
year.
walking around with our fucking heads
I've been
down.
watching this
We
team. I've been watching this team for 15 years, bro. 15 fucking years. I've
so
seen
you're not a
so
believer
much
yet. You're not a
from
believer
Romo
yet.
to Dak.
brother. Why are
You're
you
not a
mad
believer
at
yet.
this man?
So you're not a believer yet.
Believer of what? I gotta see them keep winning, bro. To see what? What am I supposed to believe in? What? No. I want to ask you this. In 2023, I did the same thing you were just doing right now. Shit. I mean,
Yep.
I'm getting closer and closer. But bro, and then what did I see against Green
Yep.
Bay? Can you explain that?
Yep.
Can he explain that?
Yep.
What did I see against Green Bay?
See, I
I
like I
mean, bro,
like
I
you,
can't
Noah.
explain
You
that.
know what? You know
That's
what?
why. That's why
You
I.
know what?
That's
I'm taking Noah out of the pitiful Cowboy fans. I'm putting Noah in a Cowboy fan pool that I actually still respect. There's only a small pool of Cowboy fans that I will respect. And Noah, you just transitioned to that pool, brother.
Brother, you're still a Cowboys fan. Stop. You're from South Dallas. You were shedding
this is
tears in
this is
front
what
of your
Emron was getting
grandma's
on to
TV
me.
watching the
Listen,
game,
listen,
brother.
listen,
I've
listen.
never shed a tear watching the Cowboys play. You are a fan. You are a diehard. You're gonna die a fan. You bleed blue.
I'm always gonna be a
Stop.
Cowboys fan, but I still have to
No,
recognize
I'm talking
what's
about this nigga
happened,
Twan, man.
bro. See,
Go ahead, Noah.
we
My fault. Go ahead, brother.
that's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying. Like we had this conversation earlier, right? And Emron got on my ass, right? Just about after the Packers game, right? We remember that. That's the thing I had to realize though. This whole Jalen Hurts Dak conversation. I mean, I saw Jalen Hurts do in the past 2 to 3 years that Dak hasn't done in 9 or 10. What
Yeah.
I can't defend that.
Say it again for Mullah.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Simple as
Yeah, I
that,
got
brother.
shit to
What
say about
Jalen Hurts
that.
has done in the
Say it
It's
past
again
as
for
three to
simple
four
as
Hey,
that.
hey,
Yeah, I
years,
know we're going for that.
Jalen Hurts last year he won he won 4 playoff games: the wild card, the divisional, the NFC Championship, and the Super Bowl. 4 playoff games. That's more than double. That's double of what Dak has done in 9 years. He did that in 3-4 months.
That's
He
crazy,
doubled
man.
what Dak Prescott has done in 9 years in a month.
Shit, I mean,
You
Imran,
can't argue that.
I believe you could do the same, brother. If you got Saquon, AJ Brown,
bro.
Josh Doxson,
Bro.
Devontae Smith, but I honestly believe you can go in there and put up similar numbers than Jalen Hurts, brother. Like if we put you in a quarterback camp for like a good 6 months, I literally think
So
you can do
so prime
something
so
close.
prime Zeke wasn't a Saquon-esque player, huh?
When you talking about 2016? You
I'm
talking
talking
about that
about
Zeke?
prime Zeke
2016,
with,
2017,
I'm talking
2018.
about all the years of Zeke with Dak.
You talking about year 2, year 3 with Dak. I mean, nigga's still a rookie,
I mean,
sophomore
Jalen Hurts was
slump. You
in year
gotta,
3.
all
Jalen
that
Hurts.
shit.
Well, okay, you're saying with Saquon. Okay, I mean, but still though,
Jalen Hurts was damn
it
near a
comes
rookie
down
when
to
he
the
started
it
going
comes
to the
down
Super
to
Bowl.
But Jalen Hurts been in the Super Bowl without Saquon. Jalen
yeah,
Hurts went to the
exactly.
Super Bowl a
Yeah.
couple years ago.
Damn, you're right.
Jalen Hurts
You're
went
right.
to the
Mm,
You're right.
Super Bowl Jalen Hurts went to the
mm.
Super Bowl without Saquon. And he balled out.
Hold up.
He balled out against the Chiefs. They lost 38-35, but he was 27 of 38, 304 yards with a touchdown. He had another 15 carries for 70 yards, had 3 touchdowns rushing. I
Oh
mean,
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
he dominated that game, and because of one turnover, which was his fault. He literally just dropped the ball. It was kind of like a fluke play, and it led
Yeah.
to 7 points for Kansas City. He probably has 2 Super Bowls. And I'm not really gonna sit here and blame him for that turnover, because that turnover, in like a choke sort of turnover, it's a fluke play. He's running the
Full
ball and
play.
he just drops it.
Full
Drops it
play.
under God. It's a fluke play. And if it wasn't for that, that was they were up 14-0. The Eagles were up 14-0 at that time, and that, or 14-7, I believe, and that put the Chiefs right back into the ball game. So if it wasn't, yeah, Jalen Hurts is a very, very, very good quarterback, man.
Email
And to
knows
say
all this.
I
He
ain't
know
no.
Mel Moolah. Okay, now he trying to get me tight. That's what it is. He just trying to get a reaction out of
Bro.
me. He knows all of this already. He knows all of this. There's no reason to coach him or teach him up on statistics. He's just being a Cowboy fan, brother. They just beat the back-to-back champs, or whatever y'all want to call KC and Philly, and now he's having this conversation. It's the here today, gone tomorrow mentality of the Cowboy fans. It's simple with him. That's it.
Say that saying again. If hold on, say it again for the people in the back. The what? The what?
It's
The
the it's
here we
the
what? I didn't hear you.
it's the we here today, gone tomorrow esque feelings of
We
Cowboy
here
fans.
today, going tomorrow, Cowboys.
Okay.
Here today, gone tomorrow, brother. Next week when
Yeah.
they play Detroit, depending
Right.
on how Prescott comes out of the Detroit game, they're gonna have a different saying about Prescott, and maybe he's out of the MVP, maybe he's still the MVP. It's up and down. It's just a typical Cowboy fan, man.
And you know what's the unbelievable thing too with these, some of these Cowboy fans is like a group of them also, they're not willing to be objective at all. But the small group of them that are, delusional but also objective when time goes wrong, they'll be like, when Dak Prescott does have that stinker, that inevitable stinker, get this guy out of here. Get none of this guy. Trade him. 60
Yeah.
million a year, all that. That's the thing, bro. Don't be so emotional, man. Just keep it here, Then the up and downs don't affect you. If you want to ride with the emotions, you're gonna go up here one day and you're gonna come down and crash down the next. That's really what it comes down to, as well. No any closing thoughts, you know.
I mean, not really. I mean,
No
we
any
closed.
closing thoughts.
To be honest, no. I mean, we really, y'all really have been saying what y'all been saying the whole season. I mean, I had to take years to come around to it. Y'all let me know for real. But yeah, like Emron just said, I was one of those people that would, ride with the emotions. I have to admit it.
My shit died.
But I never once said trade him. But still, though, I did ride with emotions. So he's right, man. Is this?
Mullah, I
It's,
was I was saying, for just give a little bit of a advice to Cowboy fans. You gotta keep it like this. When the highs and lows, your emotions gotta stay like this. You can't get too caught up in the highs and too down with the lows. Cause what's gonna happen? Like I seen you the way you were earlier in the season when you were talking about, um, when y'all were talking about CD and all that. Um, how frustrated you got when Dak. I'm telling you, when Dak Prescott has the game in the playoffs I'm expecting him to have, you're gonna come on here and you're gonna be like, trade that guy, cut him. do this, blah blah blah. You can't, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it P, man.
Some feel different about this year, man. Some feel different about this
Bro.
year. God dang.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo.
Bro, I just feel like the team that we've seen wasn't our real team. I feel like this team we're seeing now is our true team. I've been saying that for out the gate. When I was naming all these niggas, hey, wait till we get Siobhan River, wait till we get Overshown back. And what do you hear? What do you hear when you watching the game? Oh wow, oh wow, Tony. Since Overshown's came back and Rebel came, these guys look completely different. These guys look like the same shit I've been saying. So now we got them niggas back. We got our real. This is like our real team, and we can't harp too much on the past, man. Like I'm looking forward, cause at that it's like dating. It's like dating, right? Can't keep thinking about how old girl broke your heart, Noah. I know she fucked you over. I know she fucked your partner. You
Bro,
get
that
a
ain't
dick
never
down. You
happened,
got
bro.
you
I've never
walk
been
in
in
the
that
crib.
position, bro. That is weird, bro. I ain't never been in that position, bro. But I understand what you're saying, though. But that's the whole point I was making, though. Like, as much as they have faith, have faith. Like, I've been there and done that before. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. And, like, obviously, I want to get to the playoffs because I want to see Dak get over the hump. But he's shown me so many things
I think you.
2018, 2021, 22, 23. And 2016, he's rookie. But
So
yeah.
you afraid of getting too? You're afraid of believing too much right now and being let down. It's the fear of being
I'm
let
just trying
down.
to take advice I got, from a close friend of mine, He's sitting right here, just be more even keeled, Just not ride with
Fuck
the
that,
emotions.
nigga. I got faith in my niggas, man.
Well,
We
hey, you say you're taking my advice, but you're kind of ignoring the other advice I also gave you a couple weeks, where you shouldn't be afraid to, be yourself and say your
I'm
true
still being
opinion. You're
myself. I
forgetting
mean,
that part.
I
Noah,
still like the team.
Noah, we know.
I mean, I still believe it can win out. I mean, bro.
I know
But
he
I understand what
believe.
you're
I can
saying.
see it in his
I understand
eyes.
what you're saying.
He
I understand
believe.
what you're saying completely. He's right though. He's right. He's right. He's right.
I think he
He's right.
believe.
He's right.
Noah believes, man.
Man, this was
Twan is afraid. I see it in Twan's eyes.
But
He
Twan already
really
said he's not a
scared.
fan though. That's
Like he's
different.
really, he ain't. He's slightly a fan, but
Oh, you're
he's
saying
just
like deep in his heart he's a
afraid
fan.
of what
Oh,
he's gonna have to hear from. Yeah, he's afraid what he's
bro.
gonna have to hear from
Brother, you
me.
you guys can go undefeated the
That's
rest
what
of
he's
the
worried
regular
about.
season.
Cause this
I ain't
nigga, he gonna
praying
have
you
to,
guys
he
do.
gonna have to get a star tatted on him.
Go undefeated.
I'm
But
I'm damn near willing
when that
to.
first game comes, brother, that's when
I'm
all
telling
the
y'all,
marbles
bro.
gonna be on
Y'all
the
niggas
table.
think I'm tripping, bro. Y'all niggas think I'm tripping, bro. I know it looks great. Like, look at this nigga, man. This nigga tweaking. This nigga, I know it. But I'm telling y'all, bro, this
Tripping.
team is different.
I don't
It's
think you're tweaking.
it's
I just think you're caught up in the wrong. You believe too much. I don't think you're tweaking though, for sure. But it has been a long episode.
yes, sir.
Thank y'all guys for tuning in. Thank y'all for joining into the podcast, and we'll be back. Hopefully around this time next week, because it's another Thursday night game,
Yep.
another big game against Detroit. Um, so yeah, we'll be back. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yep.